own opinion on Damian Priest. I thought he was alright. I thought he was a step in the right direction. I thought he had a bit of charisma. He had the arrow thing. I was wrong. Just give him a couple of months on Raw, and he's already a dull Roman Reigns ripoff with a Baron Corbin voice, with like no the like defendable look. At least okay, I have shit talk. I'll accept that I've been a big Corbin hater, and I still am. I don't really give a fuck about any character he does. If anybody had him in a universe mode or some kind of type of career mode where you had like any echelon to make your own roster as you please, you're never having him on your roster. The guy's a dull schlop that's decent at any character that he gives himself. Even a king gimmick, he still makes himself look irrelevantly bland. And that's supposed to be as over the top as as anything possible. Couldn't even get any of the lower mid carders over. And you're telling me that's whatever. Other than that, he's just dull. The only thing that I'll give Corbin is he tries to stand out. Damian Priest, he just does the dumbass arrow thing. He has no like echelon into his character. He just does the arrow thing. He brings up no personality for it. He he's tall and lanky and still does a lot of kicks, Hurricane Ranas. He does sentons where he doesn't need to do it, and he's just he he like yeah, every fucking promo. He's like, yo, let me punch you in the mouth, Sheamus. Oh, what about you come here and I'll kick your ass? You know, because all you've been doing is talking a lot of trash. That's the dullness of nearly half the babyfaces on the WWE main and developmental roster. Trying to be monotone and deep and try to feel like that gets over, and it just comes out looking like you're a robotic Roman Reigns toy from back when he was a babyface. The only issue was at least Roman Reigns was a bit over because of his move set, and people already knew who he was. The stuff he had with the Shield to actually make him stand out. Damian Priest got nothing going for him. He's he's a 40-year-old with some string bean dreadlocks coming around with no charisma. Just all because he speaks Spanish means that he's an interesting person. I know a lot of bilingual people and they're dull. You can't like just extend your character all because you're Spanish and you're lanky. You're just a Spanish Corbin with less charisma. At least Corbin, he's shit, but at least I expect him to change up his character. He's at least done that over the last couple of years. Trying to grow over his hair. People are actually there's actually some creative steps that you can do with him, with it being a down at his luck character. I just wish that they did more unlucky losses for him so he can actually get more entertaining reaction. So people can still watch him. That's the point. There's an idea, and I am actually vouching for this, so I have something to watch on Friday, other than another work rate 20-minute commercial break match in a 2-hour show. Not every match needs a commercial break, and just knowing that this is the extent of bare minimum creativity. The issue with WWE is they're trying too hard to appeal to a niche fan base that has a boring perspective on pro wrestling. The indie style does not work for WWE. And the more Nick Khan does this, the more this will actually pin to their head that everybody's expendable. And that's how it is. I think 100 WWE releases has happened over the last few months. And for good reason. They're old indie schlocks from Ring of Honor that can't get over their major roster, and as soon as that's realized, Adam Cole's out, Kyle O'Reilly's out, Keith Lee's out, fucking Damian Priest is out, and Nikki ASHIT is out. Everybody that just can't get over organically, not willing to move over their character to something that can actually be entertaining and have an actual entertaining and have a good match that actually, is consumable to watch, not always for 20 minutes. The more WWE can actually come back to at least being as watchable as like the 2000s. I'm not even asking for it to be mainstream. I'm just trying to ask for wrestling to be watchable for once in my life. And Damian Priest is like the worst example of this because he's just a guy with size that's too old to still be over in the main roster. Can't like extend his character, and he comes out just sounding like Roman Reigns. Damian Priest sucks ass. And you can see this over his feud with Miz, his feud with with Sheamus. That's just them like doing like 2015 Sheamus and Roman promos from late 2015. It just they just sound so dull. Like you can put this in universe mode if they ever had audio dialogue, and that's how it would feel. Nothing like this feels like, oh, if I interacted with Damian Priest, what would happen? Because you wouldn't say that. Whenever you say like you try to create your own like interactions with wrestlers, that shows that they have some semblance of a personality. It's like, oh, what would happen if Orton, if The Rock, I mean, if Roman Reigns interacted with Hulk Hogan? What would happen if Hogan interacted with Shawn Michaels? Those are personalities that you want to see clash and that you actually want to see interact until they fight. That's the same thing why dream fights and dream matches happen. It's something that technically you imagine in your head and you want to see live. That doesn't happen in pro wrestling anymore because of dull people like this. And I don't like changing my opinion like this because I want people from NXT to succeed. And with this rebranding that I'm all for, I don't have to see dull bastards like this because we're actually going to see younger guys that actually will learn how to actually get over organically with all the guys that they have actually had experience getting over. And they should bring back OVWs as developmental. Al Snow is there. Bring over guys that actually know how to deal with crowds, know how to deal with the bigger number of people, actually know how to be TV ready, and guys actually know the ways of the business. Because NXT Developmental Center, they just get you physically ready for in ring, don't teach you shit about promos, and they get you over the bare extent of fans to actually know if you're getting over or not to a wider audience than your own. This is why NXT failed. And this is why Damian Priest sucks. Thanks for watching. Oh!